Good afternoon, my YouTube viewers. We're going to talk about, in this video, about estimation, and we're going to cover the least squares method to do it. So, estimating the relationship between variables by fitting a regression model to the data and using the model to make predictions, and that is a type of estimation. A lot of people who've been studying machine learning might think, oh, well, regression is to do with machine learning. But regression was to do with machine learning before, regression was to do with statistics before it went into machine learning, because statistics is an older discipline than machine learning is. So we're going to do the least squares regression. The formula for regression is y equals a plus bx. And then you've also got df. This is your df equals n minus p. So n is your sample size and p equals the number of parameters or relationships. So we're going to create a least squares method. So your hour studies are going to be between 1 and 11, and your exams hour studied is X, and your exam score is Y, and that's going to be between 50 and 100. And so we make a chart. So what we do is the least squares method. The method of least squares is a parameter estimation method in regression analysis. It's based on minimizing the sum of the squares of the residuals being the difference between the observed value and the fitted value by a model made in the results of each individual equation. So that's your least squares. And so we've got a chart here that we've made, and we've created the chart using the x and the y values. So your x is going to be from 1 to 11, and your y is going to be between 50 and 100. And you've also got some other formulas for the least square. So you've got your slope and the intercept, and you're going to use the formula line ST equals B3 to B13. That's your Y value, and A3 to A13 is your X value, and it's true, and that gives you your line S. And then that's with line S as well. Then we're going to calculate our standard error, which is part of line S. And then we're going to calculate our R squared and standard error, which is part of line S. We're going to calculate our F stat and our degree of freedom, which is 9, because your degree of freedom is the sample size. The sample size is 11, and P is your number of parameters. And then we're going to calculate the sum squares. And you do all that with this formula, line S, and that's in Excel, and that calculates the formula for you. So in this particular chart, you can look at the chart, and so the fill is automatic. The border is automatic. Then you've got your color, and then you've got your other things. And then so you've got, this is some more information for your chart. So you've got a shadow, and then you've got a glow, and then you've got soft edges. And then now we're going to look at the other format. You're going to check your size, and then your properties. So we'll come over here and it says chart title, horizontal value axis. So we'll look at that, horizontal value axis. Look over here for the chart. Look over here for axis options. And you click over here for your label. And so it says, so we're looking for the X really, but let's see exam score Y. We look at the series options. You're looking at your major grid lines. And then come over here, we'll say format plot area, select data. We'll try format plot area again. Say select data. So we've got some trend lines. So now we come into the trend line options. So we're using linear. Trend line is automatic and forecast forward, backward. So it says set intercept, which we've already set the set intercept. And you say display equation on chart, and you can say display R value on chart. So we've already done that. We've set the trend line, we've displayed the equation on the chart, and we display the R squared on the chart as well. Although for some reason it's not on the trend line. But those are the boxes that you tick to get your intercept, your equation, and your R squared. And that's what I was looking for. That's what I wanted to show you. So you just come over here where it says select data, and you know, it's really hard using Excel sometimes because you have to remember everything, you know. So say you have to remember everything, you know. So it's the trend line that we're looking for. So we're going to say exam score trend line. And there you go. So we've got the trend line right there. And come over here where it says chart, vertical alignment. But that's what you look for. You look for the trend line. So we say trend line to equation 1. Say trend line 1, try that. So on trend line 1, that's what we got. We have to go to trend line 1, and then we've already got the set intercept, and then we've already got the equation on the chart, and we've already got the R squared. But that's what you want to tick to actually get the data on the chart. So that concludes this video on linear regression, and I've showed you how to do linear regression in statistics. And if you can remember that linear regression was part of statistics before it was part of machine learning, but it's in both statistics and machine learning. So the next video is going to be on a cluster chart, so I hope you decide to watch that as well.